Hola, it's April Yvette Thompson, and I am back from the Dream Unlocked to continue our conversation about starting your own business. And I'm going to turn off the video from yesterday, from last week. I will be here every Saturday at noon Eastern Standard Time throughout the month of December in preparation for January, when you're going to start making passive income. I just finished a retreat, 17 days here in Morocco. Brought 5 American women, 8 Moroccan women together who were at transition in their lives. Tired of working for other people, tired of scrambling for money, tired of doing a job that wasn't like a part of their dream, and mostly tired of going to somebody's office. And it occurred to me from my client base, since I'm an actor, writer, producer, I'm basically a business person because I don't work for other people. Right? I make my art and then I produce it. I raise the money for it and I produce it. So that's business. And I got this question on Instagram about, oh, I'm really interested in some of your courses about, women empowering themselves to work with themselves, but I'm not an artist. I was like, well, I'm a business person. I have an online business. I've made a living since 2009 working for myself. Teaching, creating websites, finding an audience, marketing to the audience, doing Facebook ad campaigns, creating online classes so that people can self-teach. Plus I privately coach, which is where super amazing transformation happens. Like you go from working in an office 9 to 5 to say, I want to write a novel and travel the world and leave my daytime job. Well, I'll teach you how to do that. I would move to another city and do the work that I've always wanted to do, whether it be acting in a TV show, whether it be leaving your day job in a bank to go do theater for 2 years, whether it be I need passive income because really I want to go back to school and finish my degree in what I love to do and not be working this 9 to 5. In other words, now that Google is free and the internet is free, we don't have to work for other people. Let me say that again. Google is free. The internet is free. You don't have to work for other people, right? The corporate structure as we know it in the United States is over. All the jobs are being sent out to, third world countries. It's a new slavery. So there is no, middle class, I'm going to be a safety job anymore, right? What we sell now is information, which is why, while it's very depressing economically, it's also amazing and exciting. I packed up and moved to Morocco 3 months ago. I'm still an actor, I'm still a writer, I'm still a teacher, and I do all of that online. It's all possible. It's completely possible. I set my own schedule. I am a digital nomad. Right now, my laptop, my MacBook, had a nervous breakdown, and she's currently in ICU, and we don't know if she's going to recover. So I'm running my entire business from my iPhone, X Max. It's great, because I'm truly a digital nomad. Right? I'm coaching my clients virtually on Zoom. I am putting together curricula. All of this can be done. And I'm going to tell you the secret. When I first started, I was terrified because I was going to a studio in New York City, teaching every day with the faculty and the staff and getting on trains and doing the 9 to 5 and the rush hour and then running and doing auditions in the sideline and doing my curricula. I had a 9 to 17 hour day job. Besides acting and then writing grants and all of the jazz that comes with being an entrepreneur. And I knew nothing. I didn't know how to set up a website. I didn't know what is a launch, how do you sell stuff to people. I didn't know any of this, right? But Google is free. And I learned. And that's what I teach. I am living proof that anything is possible because I learned it online, right? I also didn't have a lot of money when I first started. I was paying my bills living in Manhattan, no less. Anybody who lives in New York City, you know how expensive it is. I was living against the wire, $2,500 a month rent, New York, the cost of living in New York is out of control. And I was just living to be living in New York. And I was like, this can't go on. Something else has to happen. I need passive income. I need the ability to have free time to spend with my friends and lovers and family and travel the world. I'm working to work enough. So all I do this, we'll figure out the rest later. So the first statement is, I want to do this. And I'm going to tell you today, very briefly, because you have to keep coming back to see what I'm going to, you have to ask me questions to see what we're gonna sort through here. But essentially, I did the whole thing for no money. I built a one-page website, no money. I started teaching classes on the phone. 1-800 conference call is free, right? You sign up, you get an 800 number that people can call you from any place in the world, and you say, hey guys, I'm gonna teach what I know. And last week we talked about what you're gonna teach is what you already know, right? Information, thank you, who just joined us. Information is now what is being sold, okay? That is the current commodity. So everything you need, you already have. We talked about last week, and you can look down at the bottom of this page and see last week's recording, where I talked about how do you figure out what it is that you want an online course to be about. And online courses are recordings, right? You're gonna get that 1-800 number, and you're going to, it allows you to record conversations, and you're gonna take questions from people who join the call, or you're gonna ask them a question. What is it that you wanna know about knitting sweaters? What is it that you wanna know about how I started knitting sweaters and created an Etsy account that you can now come and shop from my store? All right, people are selling from Instagram. People on Etsy were very impressive to me when I first moved to New York City, because it's like, wow, these are just like ladies like knitting sweaters, knitting book covers, handmade book covers, women making jewelry, beaded jewelry, taking pictures of it with their phone, loading it to Etsy, and then people would call them and say, I'm gonna buy this, and then they buy it, and then they went to the post office and they ship it to you. It's a sideline business, totally easy. Well, I believe that knowledge, selling knowledge, is even easier because it's where people learn. Everybody goes to YouTube to learn, right? I twist my own hair. I learned on YouTube. This is not rocket science, right? Like, I just watched enough videos, got through the ones that didn't make any sense, that were crazy, and then looked at the ones where women looked like me and their hair was healthy and beautiful, and they had a step-by-step process that was very organized and clear, and they told you how to save money. They clearly knew what they were doing. They looked great, they looked healthy, so I paid attention, and that's how I learned. And it's how I learned to create online courses based on everything I love to do. That's all creating online courses. What do you love to do? That's what you're going to create a course about. And then you're going to turn on your phone and start talking about it. And I want to talk about today about audience building, because people are always like, oh my God, you have a coaching business, you have an online course business. Where do you get your clients? It's really easy. It's going to sound crazy, but it's really easy. You have an email list, right? You have what, 200 or 300 people that follow you on Facebook? If you're like a normal human being who just uses Facebook socially, you have maybe 500 people. Most people, 200 or 300 people you have as friends, right? Go to your Facebook page and ask them what they want to know about what you're an expert at. And what you're an expert at are the things that you love to do, but you're not making enough time to do. But when you do them, they give you immense joy, and it's easy, right? For me, talking about acting, love it. Want to talk about sci-fi? Talk about that. Want to talk about dating online? I'm an expert at that. People have been asking me forever, why don't you teach a course about that? Want to find a rent-stabilized apartment in New York City? I know all about that because I went through the process, right? So all I would do is in my post is walk people through the process, one by one. This stuff is easy. What do you love to do? What have you recently done very successfully? Post about it. Make an FB Live. Make an Instagram Live. Just write a post. Recently I did this. It was fantastic. That's how I've learned what I wanted to teach. I went on Facebook. I talked about my looking for a rent-stabilized apartment in New York City and how I did it in 1 week. People were like, can you teach a class? And I proceeded to just give it away. I gave away the knowledge. I gave it all away. And then some people were like, I need somebody to walk me through this. Would you teach a class? And I was like, sure. Let's set up a time to talk and I will walk you through it. And they're like, how much you charge me? And I had a client, right? It's called in marketing, show that you have authority. In other words, tell your story, right? That's all selling an idea to someone is telling them your story, especially when you're selling them ideas that come from you. That's your intellectual property. That's your journey, your personal story, right? Oprah's made $1 billion empire off of telling her personal story and the personal stories of other people. It's just that simple. go to your Facebook page, see what you're already commenting on and talking about all the time, and then tell a story. Tell your success story of how you learned how to do something. Whether it's something as small as asking for a raise, whether it's something as small as learning how to date online without becoming a lunatic. Easy. I have a 10-step plan, super easy. Whether it's something as simple as how to decorate your apartment with less than $200, but you want this like flamboyant artistic thing that you want, right? My Morocco retreat, I talked to people about, they were like, you moved to Morocco? I was like, I went on vacation there last year, November 2017, at the end of the 17-day vacation. I was like, I'm moving here. My soul feels at peace here. And then I proceeded to put the steps in place to move. And then in August, I packed my bags and I moved. I didn't have a shit ton of money. I didn't have a job. I just moved. I gave that away for free. I actually had a client that was like, I want to learn how to do that, how to become a digital nomad. And I was like, do you have 3 hours? She's like, yes. He's like, I will download it for you. And she's like, I'm going to pay you. I was like, well, you're already paying me $500 an hour to teach you something else, so I'm going to give you this as a freebie. And she's like, oh my God, you should record this. And then that's what I did. The next person that asked me how you did that, the steps that I put in order, how to move, what you're going to take with you, what you're not going to take, what language you need to learn, how to set up all those steps, because I'm good at making lists and steps. I gave it to her for free. I recorded it, and the next person that asked me, I was like, okay, give me $200 and I'll sell you this recording. And they were like, I did it. I ran a Kickstarter. I made a recording of how I did that. It's a 3-hour class. It's easy. I raised $100,000 in 30 days, right? So I say this to say that you already know something. You already have a personal wisdom. Get online and start talking about your success stories. I'm on my balcony here in Morocco, and the dog next door, he gets very excited when me and my cat come out on the balcony. Okay, honey. So it's so much simpler. So I want you to think right now, something that you've done recently that is your thing and that you love doing it. Right? I have an amazing friend, Brett. I went to college with her, and she came in the Morocco retreat with me, and she loves kishomba. This African partner dancing. It's gorgeous. And I was like, why aren't you teaching this? We sat in her hotel room, and she was teaching me the kishomba steps, and I was like, you're really organizing the way you're teaching it. Make a video on your phone and start talking about it, and post the video. And let people ask you questions. You can teach kishomba online since you're so good at it. That's just a simple example. Your first step that you're going to do this week is you are going to go to your Facebook page, or you're going to go to your Instagram page. And I love Instagram because it's so inspirational. And you're going to take a picture, and on that picture you're going to tell the story of how you learned how to do that, and then see how much feedback you get. Right? Make a list of the people that respond. Make a list of what they're responding to. When people comment on something that I've posted, I ask, what about this post resonated with you? Because that's your key to an idea that you need to flesh out, that you can create a part of your online class. Do you know how to write grants? I do. First lesson of grant writing. Read all of the grant applications of the people who won the grant you're applying for this year, last year, and see what they did that you're not doing. That's a freebie. That's so basic. That's so basic, people never think about it. How do you learn how to write grant applications? Read successful grant applications. Okay? And then make a list of the recurring things that come up that you're seeing in successful grant applications. That's the beginning of a course, right? So you're going to post on social media something you know about, and hopefully tell a story, because people love stories. Because, you know, the storytelling tradition is, oh, if they could do that, I could do that, right? You help people see what's possible by telling your story. And the feedback that you get, ask them more. Ask them what they want to know. Ask them what their 2 biggest questions are. Ask them what's not clear. Ask them what else they would like to know about the subject matter. And take notes. What they ask you are the questions you need to answer in the next time you go online and you post. That's it. I want you to try it, and then I want you to come back here and tell me in the comments what you learned, okay? and keep a list of who responds. You're going to keep in contact with those folks, right? And based on what they say in the comments, when you come back and you post again, you're going to respond directly to their comments. And that's how you're going to learn what your audience is interested in. And you do that, I'd say 3 times it takes people to catch on to what you're doing. And then you're going to host a call. And you're going to get more questions. And as a result of that call, you're going to put together your first online course. And all it's going to be is a series of recorded phone calls. I'm going to make this really easy. For people who are like, oh God, doing social media and websites, all of that is really overwhelming for me. I was like, you got email, right? And you got a phone. That's all you need. You got email and you got a phone. That is all you need to start creating your first online course. Now, do we have any questions? Because I'm going to be back here next Saturday, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, all through December. Ask me questions and I will answer. This is your chance to have your one-on-one coach, because the thing that really was overwhelming to me when I created my own business is that there was all this lingo, and your CTR is your login page, and do you have a network, and what is your SEO? All of that marketing lingo and everybody screaming at me and how they made billions of dollars in 7 days was completely overwhelming. It made me feel like what I wanted to do was impossible. It was too much. And the other thing that I come across with people trying to start their own thing is they're like, well, I'm going to have a conference and I'm going to do a retreat and I'm going to rent this building and I'm going to have a videographer. Is they spend thousands of dollars before they've made any money. You don't even know what people want to buy. And you're spending all this money that you think is something you want. And then nobody buys your class because you didn't check in with them to see if that's actually what they wanted before you spent all that money. Spend as little money down up front as possible. What's most important is that the substance of what you give is deep, profound, and it's everything you got. Don't worry about giving away the farm. Because if people are going to buy a course, they actually want some guidance. They're eventually going to come to you no matter how many times you tell them it's easy to do, right? Don't spend it on fancy web designers and fancy videography and fancy, nobody cares about that. They care about, did you give me something that I can walk away from today? Do it to start my process. That's it. That's it. Are you going to teach people singing? Give them a singing exercise that will help them get out of their chest, drop down to their belly, and hit that high note for the first time. You can do that in 10 minutes. Give people what they want in small dosages and allow them to win each time you come back and talk to them. Like today, I'm giving you one post where you tell a story of how you were successful at something and now you're an expert at this. That's all you're gonna do. And then in the comments, you're gonna take notes of who commented and what they wanted to know. And then the next video, that's what you're gonna talk about. How about that? Now, if you want the replays, because these videos will only be available for 24 hours, if you want more access to all of my videos, you can go to my website, thedreamunlocked.com. I will put the link at the top here. And go there and sign up for the Dreaming Out Loud Technique, which is basically everything I teach, all right? Sign up at thedreamunlocked.com. If that's too complicated, send me your email in the comments under this video. I will add you to the mailing list and you will get a heads up every time I have one of these free classes, and you will get access to the recording for 24 hours. How is that for customer service? Now, do I have any questions before I hop off of this? Because I gotta go have some tagine in my favorite restaurant. I love y'all. Any questions? I'm gonna look on my other phone to see if anybody has questions. This is April Thompson from The Dream Unlocked, coming to you about how to start your own online business. The baby steps. Baby steps today. That's it. All right, folks. Go to the Dreaming Out Loud, thedreamunlocked.com. Sign up. And I'll look for you next week here. And you can feel free to comment ahead of time. You can email me at April Yvette Thompson Coaching, all one word, APRILYVETTE THOMPSON Coaching, COACHING @gmail.com, and ask me questions. I'll respond within 24 hours. Promise, promise, promise. Thank you so much for joining me today. Bye-bye.